Good morning. The Friday, October 27th regular City of Knoxville Public Officer hearing is called to order at 9:30. I'm Nicholas Bradshaw, the public officer designated by the mayor as described in City Code of Ordinances Article 6, unfit buildings, in charge with addressing properties in the city that are out of compliance with the adopted codes of the City of Knoxville. The adopted codes include the 2018 editions of the following: International Fire Code, International Building Code, International Residential Code, International Plumbing Code, International Mechanical Code, International Fuel Gas Code, International Existing Building Code, International Energy Conservation Code, International Swimming Pool and Spa Code, International Property Maintenance Code, and the 2017 edition of the National Electrical Code. The public officer is authorized to hold hearings, administer oaths and affirmations, examine witnesses, and receive evidence and issue orders as a result of his findings in determining the condition of buildings that are dangerous, unfit, and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants and/or public. The procedure for the public officer is as follows. Each case will start with a report and presentation of evidence by officers representing various city departments. Today, this will primarily consist of, but is not limited to, evidence presented by Mr. Scott Elder, Neighborhood Codes Enforcement Manager for the City of Knoxville. Mr. Elder is employed by the City of Knoxville and is certified as a property maintenance and housing inspector. Following the city's report and testimony, the owner or owners and/or their legal counsel, as well as any members of the general public, will be given an opportunity to respond. The public officer has the authority to limit this time as per his discretion. Today's agenda will be modified to hear the cases of property owners present at this time and in the order signed up as you enter the hearing room. We make this accommodation to minimize any inconvenience to the owners and members of the public here today. For those actively participating in today's meeting, thank you. Your involvement and active participation is appreciated. As per legal counsel, I need to read the following notice of demolition into the record. For orders issued by the public officer, please be aware that just obtaining permits and starting rehabilitation of a structure does not invalidate the city's power to take corrective action, such as demolition of a dangerous structure, regardless of the amount of work performed by the owner. All orders are still in effect if the rehabilitation work has not been completed and the structure has not had all final inspections approved within the time provided by the order or by an extension if one has been granted. Remember, if rehab is not fully complete or an extension is not in place, the structure may be demolished after the order time has expired or after any prior written extension of time has expired without any further notice given to the owner. All right, are there any questions before we start, before all participants are sworn in? All right, all individuals testifying today will need to be sworn in. If you are testifying today, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. Ms. Burke, please advise me of any individuals who arrive late and need to be sworn in mid-meeting. All right, start of the agenda. Ms. Burke, what is our first property?
411 Glen Oaks Drive.
All right, can you hear me? All right, this property was originally inspected on June 2nd, 2021. The house was found to be in poor condition with electrical and structural violations and also cluttered with rubbish and garbage that continues to this day. Property has become subject of several nuisance calls from the neighborhood. Several doors and windows are broken, as you can see, and the building has been left unsecured. There's visible damage to the soffits, eaves, and the siding. So we are recommending a 60-day repair-only order for this property.
Thank you, Mr. Elder. Do we have someone signed up to speak on this property?
Hello, my name is Corey LeFew.
Can you please state your name and your address for the record, please?
411 Glen Oaks Drive. The situation with the house was a little bit more than what I intended to deal with whenever my grandfather passed away. some of this stuff was pre-existing, some of this stuff had happened after his death. I'm actually going to rehab next Wednesday. I'll be back on the 29th. So is the 60-day period going to start when I come back from rehab is a question I have.
Well, it'll start once the order is recorded. So Sherry, can you kind of give maybe a timeline? It's not a specific date, but she can help you with that timeline.
The paperwork is completed and sent out in 10 to 14 days, and then the 60-day time period will start then.
Okay.
So you'll be built in a few more days, so probably more like 70, 75 days.
Okay, that's cool. I appreciate that, guys. I guess that's really all I've got to say.
Okay, I'll just add to the officer that and to you, I'm not sure what you know about it, but it has been occupied very recently and unsecured, so that is causing issues for the neighbors. So on 60 days that, we will be placarding the house if it's not significantly in repair. I see you, sir. Just take 1 minute, please, and public hearing officer will call on you. But that needs to be taken care of. We do see people, we see activity over there. So just bear in mind that if you have a way to contact someone from the outside to help secure that, then that would be helpful for us.
This is,
All right, well, we'll go one at a time. I think you've concluded your testimony in regards to this property.
yes,
All right, are there any additional folks present who'd like to speak to this property?
my stepdad.
All right. Sir, please step to the podium, state your name and address for the record.
My name is Richard Canada, and I'm his Corey's stepdad. I went ahead and boarded the house up, made it secure. All the windows are boarded up, and like I said, there's nobody getting in the house. The windows are secure. The windows that were open, they're boarded up.
Okay, we can have someone go by to verify that. It just needs to remain in that, from our perspective.
That's fine.
Whatever public hearing officer decides is what it is, but that is a requirement that building be safe.
Understand.
So we'll send somebody back by to make sure that it stays that way.
All right. Anything further?
Like I said, I haven't talked to him in a while, but I could be his eyes and ears, and also if he needs to get the repair started, I can help with that.
Good deal. So, go ahead.
One other comment I'll make, and it's regarding permitting. So I think that this level of work will probably require a general contractor.
Yes.
Is Christian here from building? Oh, Christian, can you come up and maybe speak to that?
As far as like the power, is there any way, how do you get like a temporary power pole to do the?
Well, I'll let Christian confirm, but from what I know, you'll need to get a building permit associated with that before you'll get power. But Christian's from our building department, and he can help you with the. We don't need to walk through all that here today. I just want to make you, and then
Understand.
maybe Christian can speak with you after that.
Okay.
But you can't just start working in there.
I understand. The only thing I did right there was get all the vagrants out and board it up.
Right, that's
Keep them
a
out.
great start, and but a general contractor, I'm not sure if you're a general contractor or not,
No.
but you'll need to hire one and a permit that Christian can speak with you about maybe on the side here.
Okay.
But in order to get power there, a GC will need to be
I
obtained.
understand.
All right, so got some resources to connect you with after this meeting or off to the side to follow up on that item. Anything further in regards to this property?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So you guys are going to follow up on that, and Scott's going to verify the boarding. All right. I do find the structure at 411 Glen Oaks Drive is out of compliance with codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants or public. And I'm going to order the owner to repair the structure at 411 Glen Oaks Drive within 60 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed. Next item.
The next property is 3950 Linden Avenue.
Is there anyone present to, well, Mr. Elder will go first there.
Okay, there's the pictures there. We can kind of follow along with these photos. Some of them are fairly dramatic. This house was originally inspected on August 3rd of 2016 and then re-inspected again this year on October 5th, 2023. The original house was found to be mostly demolished, as you can see, really from the back on. There was heavy construction being, Sherry, can you go back there and pause on yeah, right there's a good one. You can see that heavy construction is being done. There's been walls created. The foundation work's been done. But the original front wall and the two side walls were kind of short up there with those 2x4s. It was very shaky when I was out there with Alan, the inspector. Is very unstable. So we deemed that an imminent danger to the public, and the public officer issued an emergency repair order on October 5th, 2023. So since then, city crews have gone and boarded up the property, and I believe there's been some stabilization work on that. So this request is to confirm the emergency repair or demolition order issued by the public hearing officer on the 5th of October.
All right, thank you, Mr. Elder. We have someone signed up to speak on this item. Good morning, please state your name and address for the record.
Good morning, my name is Reginald Bell. My address is 1348 Pale Moss Way, Knoxville. I'm a general contractor. Could I approach to hand you guys some paperwork that I have?
All right, Mr. Bell.
Yes. What you have in front of you is the critical path method that we're proposing to use in order to bring this structure. We've already been issued a demolition permit, and our building permit is in review right now.
All right, so you're the general contractor and you've
Yes.
started work?
We hadn't started work yet because we hadn't received we just received the demolition permit
Oh, I see.
the other day.
Okay. Scott, do you have anything
So-
further to add on
Yeah,
this one?
so just to clarify a couple of things. So you do have a permit number, and Christian,
Yes.
maybe if you can,
Yes, my permit number is IRC NEW 230860.
okay, maybe get with Christian afterwards and talk to him about that. And, I mean, we can hold off on the demolition. We have the order, if it's confirmed here, to proceed with demolition, but it sounds like you're taking the right steps, so we can work with you. And we're happy to. We've got no interest in demolishing this house or any other, as long as it's on the right path. It sounds like you are. So I just ask that, you keep it secured. You saw how those walls were shaky. You probably
Yes,
noticed
we,
that.
we also have a demolition permit. It's
Okay, great.
DEM 230068.
And you're going to take the house to the ground and start over?
We're going to take it down. We're not going to take out the foundation. We're going to build it on the same footprint
Okay.
that's already existing.
Okay, great. Sounds like you're on the right path, and as long as you communicate that with us, and we'll check with the permits and make sure they're going forward, and you keep it secured, we can just stand in the background and give you some time.
Okay, thank you.
So if I'm reading the notes correctly, I guess my predecessor issued a emergency repair demolition order on the 5th, a few weeks ago. Is that correct?
Right, so that was
just
just.
confirming?
Yeah, it just confirms that order that it is placarded now, and it will remain placarded until we get a certificate of occupancy. So this is just a confirmation for you a request for you to confirm that order.
Understood. Obviously, I have no wish to demolish a house we're actively working on with a contractor in place. So, okay. All right, anything further to add?
No, sir, that's it.
All right, well, thank you. I do affirm the finding that the structure.
Mr. Bradshaw,
Yep.
did you want to speak? Did you want to speak, sir? No? Okay. We're good.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I do affirm the finding that the structure at 3950 Linden Avenue is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants or public. And I will affirm the existing emergency order to repair or demolish the structure at 3950 Linden Avenue. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the city may cause the immediate repair or demolition of the building, with the cost of such emergency repair or demolition being a lien and collected in the same manner as provided in city code. Next item.
4105 Alma Avenue.
All right, this property was originally inspected on February 16th, 2022. House was found to be in poor condition with electrical and structural violations. Thankfully, the electrical violations have been corrected through the permitting processes, so that's good. However, the porch still has loose and unstable handrails and boards throughout. The main concern, as you can see there, and maybe even go back a picture, is that there are, maybe the one with the, shows the hole there, that shows that there's siding missing, and that's open to the elements. Clearly, water can get in there, and that's going to cause further damage. So that's our primary concern here, along with the handrails on the porch. So we think the house is otherwise in good shape, so we recommend a 120-day repair order for the main house. The accessory structure didn't have any deficiencies that we noticed that were life safety. So 120-day repair order for the main house.
All right, is there anyone to speak on this property?
Yes, sir. My name is William Anderson III. I live at 1805 Azrock Drive, and obviously I'm too close to that. I've got a permit, IRC ALT 230885, where my contractor went in, and I've got pictures where they've insulated and done the siding all the way around the house. They're in the process of putting a landing on and steps on that side door. And the front porch, I hadn't done anything to it yet. But we're in the process of doing that. And like I say, I've got pictures of that. And when I sent my contractor, I hired a general contractor to do it.
So are you disputing the condition of the property in any way?
Well, it's not in the same condition that it was in when the pictures were taken. But no, I'm not disputing the fact that we're having to put handrails and a landing on it, and we're going to do work on the porch. Oh, something else I wanted to say. I did replace the electrical. Had a new electrical put in, and the porch electrical. They had something about the air conditioning unit had to be replaced, but they have 3 or 4 large window units in the house. That air conditioning unit, they weren't using it, and they also have baseboard heat in the house as well, besides the central heat unit.
Mr. Elder?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think this house it's on the right track as well. So we don't have a big problem with this. We're mainly concerned with life safety. And if you've got those air conditioning units, whenever we see a unit that's not working, we list that. So you're required to maintain something that's provided. But if you testifying here that you have heat and air in there, then that's fine. We did look up the permit. The permit's not approved yet. Its status is pending, so should be in review, but you can also talk with Christian about that. You're just supposed to wait until the permit is issued before you do a lot of work, but that's something you can deal with the folks in inspection. So, but it sounds like you're on the right track. That's a good thing. So our order is just 120 days for you to repair it. Sounds like you're well ahead of that schedule. So Alan can come by and monitor it as you go along, but proceed with getting the permit, and then shouldn't have an issue from us as long as you get those things taken care of. So,
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. I find the structure at 4105 Alma Avenue is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants or public. And I will order the owner to repair the structure at 4105 Alma Avenue within 120 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed. Thank you. Next item.
We're at the top of the agenda, so.
Great. 2401 North Central Street. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Elder.
yes, sir. So this is a really nice commercial property there. You may be familiar with it. It's an old appliance stores, North Central. Originally inspected in 2022 January. The previous repair order was issued for this property in 2019, but unfortunately no actions were taken to address any of the problems at the time, and you can see it's just getting worse. Most of the doors and windows are broken or missing, as you can see. It's become an attractive location for vagrancy. The rear section of the roof is missing its decking and covering, you can see there. The gable end framing is damaged or broken and failing to support that end of the roof. Yeah, that's probably the best picture. And the gable end covering is missing, and the building's open to the elements, causing additional deterioration. This is a great building, could be a great building. We just can't get any response. This is the second time it's been to the POH. So we're going to recommend a 120-day repair or demolition order for this building based on the conditions that are there.
Anyone signed up to speak for this property?
No.
All right. Well, I do find the structure at 2401 North Central Street is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the public, of the occupants or the public. And I will order the owner to repair or demolish the structure at 2401 North Central Street within 120 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed, and the city may cause immediate repair or demolition of the building, with the cost of such corrective action being a lien and collected as provided in city code. All right, that brings us to 2511 Dayton Street.
This house was inspected on July 3rd, 2023. This house was involved in a major fire event, as you can see in the pictures, and has suffered total burnout conditions. It's unlivable. The house has been boarded and secured. We're recommending a 90-day repair demolition order for this property.
All right. No one signed up to speak for this one. I'll concur, find that the structure at 2511 Dayton Street is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants or the public. And I will order the owner to repair or demolish the structure at 2511 Dayton Street within 90 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed, and the city may cause the immediate repair or demolition of the building, with the cost of such corrective action being a lien and collected as provided in city code. Thank you. That brings us to 901 West Oak Hill Avenue, including accessory.
This house was originally inspected on June 1st. This is much like the house you just looked at before. It was involved in a major fire event, as you can see. It's been sitting there for some time. In total burnout conditions, unlivable. The house has been boarded and secured, so we're also, like before, recommending a 90-day repair demolition order for this property, this house.
And is that including the accessory structure?
Including the accessory structure. The accessory structure is not involved in the fire. However, it cannot exist without a primary structure, so it will need to come down as well.
You say 90-day you recommended?
90-day repair demolition order, right.
All right. I find the structure at 901 West Oak Hill Avenue is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants or public. I order the owner to repair or demolish the structure at 901 West Oak Hill Avenue within 90 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed, and the city may cause the immediate repair or demolition of the building, with the cost of such corrective action being a lien and collected as provided in city code.
Mr. Bradshaw, will you just confirm that the accessory structure is included in that demolition order?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
All right. This brings us to 2534 Parkview Avenue, all units.
This building was originally inspected on September 13th, 2023. It's a multi-dwelling structure. Section of the upper left corner of this building, the stone facade, and there's some pictures in there, has fallen off, and it damaged the natural gas meters on the ground below. There's actually a 4-unit meter, and it fell off and it broke the meter. So the KUB had to come out immediately and remove that. There you go. There's a good picture of it. The meters are tucked up against the building. So that section had fallen off. So there was an immediate removal of the utility or the gas from this building. Closer inspection found that the building appears to have heavy water damage to its supporting members, as evidenced by severe cracking around the building's facade, which resulted in the failure of the stonework. Sherry, there's a picture of the porch there that you can, right there. There's some cracking. The next one, go to the next one. That one, and then one more back, sorry. See you can see daylight. No, there. See the daylight through that top, just above that opening there. So the house has been vacated through an emergency order on September 14th by the public hearing officer. And we request a confirmation of that emergency repair and demolition order.
It was a repair-only order on the 14th.
Oh,
Was it not?
it's showing that it's a repair order only. Well, we'll request repair of the confirmation of the emergency repair order of that. There's been some activity here about a sale of this house, and we're going to have to get it stabilized. We may come back quickly with a demolition order if actions aren't taken. We were under the impression that it was sold, but apparently that sale has fallen through. So we'll proceed with the confirmation of this order, and then we may be back in the near future for a demolition order if actions aren't taken. So I'm requesting the confirmation of the repair order today.
Understood. Thank you. And no one signed up to speak. I will affirm the finding that the structure at 2534 Parkview Avenue, all units are out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants or public. And I I will affirm the existing emergency order to repair the structure at 2534 Parkview Avenue. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure will remain placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated. Our next item, 2526 Washington Avenue, accessory only. Mr. Elder.
Yes, this was inspected on September 20th of this year. Accessory structure, the roof is damaged and leaking. It's covered with tarps and boards. The boards are being used to hold down the tarps. The exterior door has been patched up and boarded and removed several times. It needs to be replaced. The accessory structure was found to be occupied by a homeless individual on multiple inspections. The interior has visible water damage. The interior block walls have visible markings as a result of the ceiling leaks. We're recommending a 90-day repair demolition order for the accessory structure only.
All right. I find the structure at 2526 Washington Avenue, accessory structure only, is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants or public. And I will order the owner to repair or demolish the structure at 2526 Washington Avenue, accessory structure only, within 90 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed, and the city may cause the immediate repair or demolition of the building, with the cost of such corrective action being a lien and collected as provided in city code. All right. Boarding approvals. We've got 2511 Dayton Street.
This was boarded, found vacant and unsecured on June 29th, 23, and subsequently boarded on July 13th, 2023. We are just requesting the approval of the boarding charges for this property, for this building.
All right. I approve the boarding action taken by the City Public Service Department and affirm the charges related to the corrective action for the structure at 2511 Dayton Street due to the building being an attractive nuisance and dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the community, being open and accessible to children and members of the general public. All right, seeing no further business, being no other further business brought before the public officer on this day, the hearing is adjourned at 10:05.